So I have a close friend. Let's call him Jay. Jay resembles a neckbeard. He struggles with his weight. He sweats a lot, both because of his weight and some of his medications. He also has a beard that does tend to drift down into the neck area. However, while Jay resembles a neckbeard, and while he's a massive nerd, he is not remotely like one in personality. While Jay and I are close, we aren't dating. He has a girlfriend currently living in a different state, and she attends a university. Jay and I hang out on occasions, which is usually fine. However, the fact that someone like me, a reasonably attractive female who loves a variety of nerdy things, hangs around with someone who resembles a neckbeard can sometimes give other neckbeards ideas. Jay and I were at the cinema to watch Spider-Man Far From Home. We were having a fun chat about the MCU, discussing our knowledge on Spider-Man comics, where we wanted the MCU to go in stage 4, and so on. About 10 minutes into our chat, I smell the rank stench of body odor, dirty sneakers, unwashed clothes, and general lack of self-care. Cue our neckbeard. We'll call him Spider-Beard. Now he was hovering off to one side. He had the fedora and all. He was in a Spider-Man t-shirt that hadn't seen the washing machine since Tobey Maguire was swinging around New York. He stuck around a while longer until Jay left to go to the restroom. That's when he struck. At first, Spider-Beard played it reasonably normal, if somewhat socially inept. He complimented me on my Black Panther t-shirt, and we discussed Endgame. We talked about other nerdy things. Then he started to get weird. We compared seats. He was on the front row. Jay and I were in the middle area. He started to act sympathetic.
Wow, you guys are sitting really far back.
Really? I preferred sitting back, since sitting so close strains your eyes, and you have to crane your neck. Then Spider-Beard pulled out a second ticket. I don't know if he had a friend that didn't show up, or he bought two to find him a lady to accompany him. However, he was really trying to push me to leave Jay and sit with him. I politely refused, again and again, while starting to lose patience for Jay to return. Then Spider-Beard came out with this line that I'll never forget.
It's sweet that you want to pay so much attention to someone who's so far below your own caliber. To be honest, such a delicate little gem like you should be with someone who won't abandon her, someone who can be counted on to defend her.
Then he tried to stroke my hair. Wrong move. See, I play D&D. I play a bard. My favorite spell is Vicious Mockery. It's given me a lot of chances to learn how to improvise, so I was able to come up with some really fantastic insults. It took me about half a second to get right up in Spider-Beard's face. At this point, Jay had returned from the bathroom, and he proceeded to watch the showdown. As close as I can recall, this is what was said.
Oh, if you don't get out of my space and leave me the alone, you absolute dumpster fire, I will take that filthy hat off your head and shove it so far up your own that you'll have to make a deal with Mephisto to get it out. And how dare you act like you are any way better than Jay, considering he has a girlfriend and you get your rocks off harassing people at the movies.
I was cut off by the manager at this point, who arrived to deal with the three of us. Considering that people saw that Spider-Beard was hanging all over me and I was clearly uncomfortable, it was agreed that I was provoked. I was pretty undeniably the aggressor in the end, and the manager decided that as long as Spider-Beard left me alone and stayed in his own seat, that we could all watch the movie. And stay in his seat, Spider-Beard did. The only times that he looked back at Jay and I could see more than a little fear in his eyes. It was gratifying to see. So at the moment, I'm going to fashion design school. There's this guy in my class. He has this really disgusting neckbeard. His hair is greasy and it looks like it exploded. He also has a lot of acne, that with really gross body odor and a very aggressive attitude. He's also into furry, anime, and playing video games all day. He also likes to sleep in school because he likes playing crappy browser games all night. He also told me that he was only visiting the school because he's searching for a girlfriend. So at the beginning, I wanted to be nice to him and talk to him because no one else would. But after a few weeks, he became unbearable. He told me every day,
I desperately need a girlfriend.
And
I once had a girlfriend in VR chat for 2 weeks, so I do have some experience.
they've never seen each other in real life. Quite a lot of experience, right?
But, she broke up with me because of some kind of hot Twitch streamer.
I wanted to help him find a girlfriend, so we watched the girls passing in the hallway. The problem? Whenever I tried to help him find a girlfriend, he was extremely picky. When a girl didn't look like 9 or 10, he would say,
Oh, gross, she's too ugly.
The cringiest part is once he tried to talk to a girl and he started whispering and breathing like a pig. He saw this girl with a fairy tale sticker on her folder and he tried to talk to her. He went up and whispered,
Is that a fairy tale sticker?
but he said it so faint and high pitched that she replied.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He got really aggressive immediately and screamed.
Don't pretend you didn't understand me.
She looked really scared and confused, and he made this weird pig sound and stomped away. Situations like this happen almost every day. One time he was walking through the classroom, and there was 2 girls laughing in the background. It obviously had nothing to do with him, but he just started to scream.
Yeah, just keep laughing at me. You will see where that gets you.
At this point, I was seriously cringing to death, but I also got this school shooter vibe from him, and he kinda scared me. And the worst part, he knew that I had a girlfriend that I lived with, so every time he had a bad day, he started to scream at me.
Yeah, you have a nice life with a girlfriend and all that money.
Despite having absolutely nothing to do with the situation. Also note that I have to work every day so I can afford to live with her, that including school. And he lives at home with his mother, and he doesn't have to pay for anything. She also pays for his game subscriptions online. When he finally met my girlfriend and looked at her, and looked at me, he looked like he was about to die. And in front of her, he said,
Now I'm even more jealous of you. You don't deserve a girl like her.
So at that moment, I decided to stop talking to him. And shortly after that, he stopped coming to school. I hope he really finds the help he needs. For this story, it will involve me and the Neckbeard, which we will call DC. At the time, I had just moved to a town on the American West Coast. I was elated. I just started high school, and the town that I lived in was big on conventions and parties. At a young age, I got into cosplaying at conventions. So in my first month of moving, my early 15th birthday, my mom got me tickets to a convention in Las Vegas. It was in driving distance, so I was elated. So I decided to redo and freshen up a cosplay that I had. I decided to do Bumblebee. It's not the same Bumblebee as Transformers. This is actually a minor DC character from the Doom Patrol characters. I finished 2 days before the convention, so I also bought some fake wings and some roller skates, so I seem like I'm flying. Now, I was a bit overdeveloped for my age, and I was a bit taller, and I'm chesty and curvy, so I was easily able to pass for 18 or 19 years old. So when I got to the convention, the guard had to actually double check my ID to make sure that I actually did get the kids discount, and I wasn't too old for it. First day of the convention, I'm super happy, and I'm with my mom. She is just as excited as I am. We are there for hours. We're buying stuff, watching competitions, we're at signing panels, and we never stopped once for the bathroom. My mom had to go after a while, but she permitted me to stay in line for a keychain that I wanted, because the lines were really long. So I stood there and quietly hummed to myself as the line continued to move forward. It was about 4 minutes later. The couple behind me got tired of the long line and they walked off. I didn't think much about the two moving until my nose was assaulted by a smell. It smelled like Doritos had been boiled down in Axe body spray and mixed with Mountain Dew, left on a porch for 3 months, and then a dog ate it and then threw it up. It was nasty. It overpowered the honey perfume I used that day. It was awkward for 2 minutes. The guy stood way too close. I was trying not to cry from the scent. That was until I felt 2 hands on my hips. Luckily enough, it was my turn, so I quickly bought my keychain and I jogged off. I went right for the bathrooms to wait. While I was there, I took a few pictures with people, as often cosplayers did that, and I forgot about the guy. My mom came out of the bathroom, and we went to a minor competition that I was participating in. When we arrived, my mom went to sit in the audience. I went off to hang out with a few kids. We had an area for people to take pictures and to interact with us for more exposure. Within a few minutes, guess what I smelled? The same guy. I smelled him before I saw him, and honestly, he looked like the basic Neckbeard. He was tall, like 6 foot to 6'4", wearing an Ahegu hoodie, hope I said that right, which if you don't know, it's a hentai or anime porn shirt with the exaggerated faces that the girls make. He also had Cheeto dust on it and soda stains. He also had a black trench coat on with some too tight red spandex pants on, which didn't cover his peaking overhang, with a bad comb over and the all-famous Neckbeard. He stomped over and demanded pictures from every kid after skipping 10 or more people. But when he came over to me, he tried to kiss me for a picture. He placed his hand under my skirt on his way to my butt. I freaked out and I pushed him away. I exclaimed that I was under 15, and instead of being a normal adult and apologizing and backing away, he grabbed me by the arm and he whispered a bit too close to my neck.
Ooh, perfect time to start your training as my wife.
I screamed. I immediately ran off to find security. Some 16-year-old boys were starting to wrestle him away from me. A minute or so later, security started running in with my mom. The guy started to scream and saying stuff like,
"Don't separate me from my lovely wife,"
and
"She's my soulmate."
Apparently, he had been following me around, but he decided not to talk to me until after I was separated from my mom. He was arrested for assault on a minor, and he was banned from the convention. We were given a free pass to the convention for all 3 days. I got second place in the competition. I found out later that the guy had the sentence of 4 years with probation, and because he went to a convention and assaulted a minor, his sentence was tripled. I want to give a special thanks to my patrons. Thank you for joining me for this edition of the Neckbeard Experience. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've got more coming up like it. I'm not sure exactly how many more stories I have, but I'm sure I've got at least another for 2 more episodes of the subscriber edition. So I look forward to doing that. As always, thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you like this video, to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you again, and until next time, have fun with your failures, or they'll have fun with you.